If you're an Arsenal fan, come to the front, come to the front. I want you to watch this video. It's quite long, but even rival fans need to watch it as well. It's quite long, but it's worth it.
It turned down, in all humility, many offers, because I felt always that I was in a club who had a touch of class.
That's the big thing.
Sometimes we drove home about David and thought we have become an industry, but not a football club anymore, because we speak in all the board meetings how we can pay back that money. And we moved up to 428 million. This was the time where we had 90 million turnover and we had to pay back 22 million per year to pay back the stadium. So overall, of course, that meant a completely different state of life for Arsenal Football Club. At the same time, in 2007, David Dean left, and the banks asked as a guarantee that I signed for 5 years. In 2007, I agreed to extend my contract, and that projected me from 2007 to 2012. And this was the difficult period where from March until end of May, I didn't sleep, because we had to be every year or every second year, at least in the Champions League, to pay back, because the income of the Champions League was very important. And as much today, I get credit for the first 10 years, basically, from 96 to 2005, 2006. As much I felt that the hardest work I did was during that period, where we were on the edge, where we had to sell our best players, and where at the same time came in Chelsea with unbelievable money. You had Manchester United, Liverpool, and after came in Man City as well with a huge amount of money. So as much at the start, we were on even level. After, from 2007 to 2016, 17, we were on the level where we could not compete financially. Having said that, I would say that I turned down, in all humility, many offers, because I felt always that I was in a club who had a touch of class. There was a respect for tradition. There was audacity to move forward, and there was a feeling of being together at the club.
You heard that from the horse's mouth. This is not a new tale, but however, there's something quite emotional. Hearing Wenger say it's quite emotional to hear him say that he turned down Bayern Munich, Real Madrid, just to remain in Arsenal. And at that time, most managers would have taken a walk, but Wenger chose to be loyal to the core, because at that time, Arsenal was moving from a hybrid of about 35,000 to an emirate of 60,000. And they needed money to fund the project. At that time, it was like a war in the board. Stan Kroenke was trying to take over fully, and some people didn't want to sell. Some, there was this certain Russian, Alicia Osmanov and the rest, it became like a war. Behind the scenes, Wenger was caught in this crossfire, but yet all he did with David Dein was to find a way to move Arsenal to a bigger stadium for more commercial revenue. And that commercial revenue is what Arsenal is enjoying today. That turnover and a whole lot of things is what Arsenal is enjoying today. And it was the sweat of one man. Now, why did I bring this back? I brought this back because at the time when he was saying all this, from 2007 down to when he left here, at that time, Arsenal as a team were struggling. They were struggling on the pitch and off the pitch. Yeah, they were struggling to meet up with their finances and pay up their loan obligation for building the stadium. They were struggling on the pitch to keep their big players. And many fans, many of us, didn't understand that Wenger was trying to balance the book. But we were hunger for success. The fans wanted glory. And for 10 years, we didn't win a trophy. We were trying and missing. One that broke my heart was 2011, the Carling Cup final, Birmingham City, Ziggy and Obafemi Martins. That one, it was like a scar on my heart. But it's fine. The good thing is that after all said and done, today, Arsenal can sit and compete with any team. In fact, according to the latest, Arsenal is set to become the richest English club because of consistently we've been to the European football. And this season, we have played so well that we generated so much money. We've overtaken Manchester City, who generated £716 million last season. Before we played the final of the Champions League, we already generated £770 million in commercial revenue. And if you add the Champions League and all that, so it should be closing to 0.8 or 0.9 billion pounds. That's what has not generated. This is all these things trace back to this singular clip that you just watched. And whenever you see Arsenal fans try to classify Arsene as one of the greatest managers, don't blaspheme, because Arsene, in his early days, he showed us what he could do as a manager in terms of football-wise. The remainder of his years from 2007, he showed us how you can combine being a football coach and a financial manager. And he was able to churn out. And if you want to grade him on that, grade him an excellent performance, because Arsene made it easy. And at the end of the day, we can sit down today and say, thank you very much, Arsene. We are very, very grateful.